Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of ThoughtShots. We continue the topic of entrepreneurs, and this is the second episode in the current sprint of the same topic. As we said last time, being an entrepreneur and building a successful business is a lot of hard work. But unfortunately, just hard work alone does not help you to build a successful business. Everyone puts in hard work. And yet, as per reports and surveys that one reads all the time, anywhere from 50% to some reports citing as much as 95% of people who start new businesses of entrepreneurship fail within the first 5 years. Now, if that is true, that means we have the odds very much stacked against us. But look at the flip side of that same report, which says that anywhere up to 50% of the entrepreneurs do succeed well beyond the 5 years. And I think we should all aim at becoming one of those and maybe increasing that percentage to much more than 50. We should be the ones who, after all the work we put in, get the chance, get the opportunity to taste the success and enjoy the pleasure and rewards that such an enterprise will give you. That of being your boss and being able to bring your product and services to the market and make a lot of customers happy. As we said last time also, an entrepreneur is expected to don many hats. He's in charge of everything, right from the ideation to the development of the idea, development of the product, launch of the product, marketing, sales, finance, customer relation. He is in charge of everything. Okay, it is his responsibility. And therefore, he needs to wear many hats. More often than not, one hat at a time. But don't be surprised if there are times when you will have to have 2 or 3 hats on your head at the same time. Okay, but the good part is that if there are certain points that you follow, if there are certain things that you make a habit out of, the chances of getting into those successful entrepreneur club, so to say, increase drastically. And so today we are going to look at those small things that can help you to become a successful entrepreneur. I'm going to list out some of the points in some particular order that I thought was okay. And they're all crucial. Okay, so don't say that, okay, the first point is okay, but the last point is this thing, and let's forget about it. No, they are all important. This is a sequence on what I think is good. But in your case, depending on your project, depending on the circumstances in which you're operating, supposing you're coming from a well-funded family or a friendship or whatever, and you have a great funder who is backing you all the time, money will not be your challenge. Okay, so these are, as I said, these challenges will keep moving up and down depending on your this thing. It will vary on a case-to-case basis. So study if each of them properly, analyze them, see how and to what level they apply to you, and then figure out what should be your real sequence and importance in prioritizing and addressing all of these challenges. The first aspect I am talking of is money. Now, when we talk of money, there are 2 aspects to it. One is revenue, and the other is expenses. As far as revenue is concerned, I think the first thing I would like to mention here is that you need to offer things at the right price, giving the right value to people. Do not undersell yourself under any circumstances, but always deliver what you have charged for and promised. Do not give freebies or discounts. It only tells the customer that either you're not able to sell and are desperate, or that your product is not worth it, or that you yourself don't believe in the product and the pricing that you have put for it. So don't go in for freebies and discounts. And a better revenue, higher revenue is always required and wanted and suggested, because that will make running your business much more easier. Sorry. When it comes to the expenses part, be thrifty with your expenses. Trim and cut costs wherever possible. But at the same time, be sure to spend as required for whatever is necessary and critical. Some of these necessary and critical things are product development or product improvement, marketing, brand building. These are things you cannot ignore. And don't scrouge on these things, because they will cost you a lot more in the long run. The second most important thing is your time. Unfortunately, we have only 24 hours a day, and nobody, not even God, can make it 24 hours and 5 minutes. So allot your time judiciously, and allot it and slot for only things that are necessary. Kick out all the time wasters from your list. You don't need them, not when you're starting a new enterprise, because time is limited and you are not going to get any. But one time that is always going to be well spent is the time you spend with your customers. Listen to them. Understand what their pain points are. Understand what their needs are. Understand and listen to them and find out how they think those pain points or needs can be resolved. And then use that insights that you have got as the base on which you build your product. Understanding your customer is very, very important, because that information is not an information you will get anywhere else. And therefore, as I said in my last episode, form a panel with some of your customers whose views you have started valuing. Okay, but at the same time, don't waste time on anything to do with the business where you're trying to reinvent the wheel. A case in point can be, say, your invoicing procedure. Find somebody who will do it for you. There are softwares available. Why do you want to take the stress of all of that? Outsource it if necessary. But make sure that your time is well utilized. The next important thing, third one I think we're coming to, is find your customers. If you make the best product but you don't have the customers, what good is the product? So find your customers and find the right ones. How do you do that? You find out what your product offers. Then find out who are the people who need that kind of product or service. And then what do they do? What do they do in their spare time? How do they spend time online? What are their habits? What are their desires? Find out all of that. What do they like to do? Okay. Once you have all these, their needs, their challenges, their desires, their habits, and how they utilize their term, build a buyer persona. Yes, profile that persona and build a buyer persona. That is what your real customer is looking like. And now that you know that, find out and define your target audience, and then just go after them. Make sure that they all know about your product. Make sure they know about your service. Make sure that they at least try it out. you give them the opportunity to do that. The next thing, once you've found your customer, you need to have a pitch. I'm not talking of a pitch the way startups usually talk about it. I'm not talking of a pitch to pitch your idea to some venture capitalist or to some investor. I'm talking of a pitch you need to develop to give to your customers. Your customers would always want to know who is the company behind the product. Okay? They are more confident buying a product of a company that they know about and which is telling them what they are all about. And as far as this pitch is concerned, you have to prepare a 1-minute executive summary of that pitch, which every single employee in your organization should know better than the back of his hand. Okay, and they should be able and trained to deliver it with panache. And this 1-minute pitch should go to every customer who ever comes to inquire, because all customers love doing business and buying product from a company that they know about. Okay. Sales. Even if you have the customer, but you don't know how to sell, what good is it? Hone your skills and become a super salesman. As we said, we've already got the target audience, which we have determined with a proper study, and we have taken all the care, and we know the needs, and now sit down and match their needs, their wants, their desires with what your product has to offer. Match them and communicate this to your customers. This will help you to begin your sales process, because you are telling them now not what they need, you are telling them how you are fulfilling the need, and now why they need your product, because they need to fulfill their needs. So you need to master the art of presenting your product. You need to probably create a product pitch also. So please go ahead and do it. And make sure that you learn how to present whatever, whether it's the product pitch or the company pitch, with the right amount of conviction and confidence. Always start your sales with that 1-minute pitch. The first thing you should tell a customer is about your company. Okay? Ask the customer and then listen carefully to what that customer has to say, what their needs are, what their challenges. It's all about fulfilling needs and challenges of your customer. Then, as I said, present your product, highlighting all of this. Next point, educate and keep informed everybody you're involved with. All the stakeholders, whether it is a shareholder, a customer, a vendor, whatever it is, and of course, all your employees. They should be educated and well informed about what the company is about, what the product is about, and what is your vision and goals. Very often you say that, oh, customer experience is vital. Yes, it is. There's no two things about it. But in today's times, when competition is so stiff and so rampant, it's not just about customer satisfaction. It's about delighting the customer. Delight them, because they are the ones who are going to become the spokesperson for your organization and your brand. They will become your brand ambassadors. And trust me, this word of mouth, brand ambassadors response that you will get is more than any advertising that you can put in today. And to do all of this, to run a successful business, you need to find the right talent. And therefore, you need to create a candidate persona for every position that you're looking for. Look hard for the right person. Look well and sensibly for the right person. don't hire fast, but hire short. And after that, if you still make a mistake, happens. Nobody is infallible. Fire fast. The longer you let that person who is not fit, where you made a mistake, accept your mistake, talk to that person, tell him, okay, there's a discrepancy in what we are saying. It's not working out. Let him go, but don't let him just hang on, because that harms you more than not having the person. Okay. So find the right talent. Manage the work. As I said, it's long, this thing, lots of work to be done. You'll always be doing long hours, you're probably working 7 days a week, and maybe 10 hours a day, every day. You need to manage your workflow. And therefore, automate as many of the processes as you can. And wherever you can't, hire, train, and create teams that will support you in the workflow. It depends on your budget, of course. If your budget doesn't permit, then you'll have to do it or find freelancers or consultants who will do it for you. But so outsourcing is also an option. Very, very important. Build brand awareness. If they don't know you, they will not buy from you. So they have to know about you. So use everything that you have, PR, co-marketing, social media. Today, social media is the way to go. Use all of this well-planned strategically. Create a blog if necessary. Create a newsletter which you can send to people, and make this effort of building brand awareness a very serious one. Build your own email and communicating list. Or shall I say in today's times, build your own WhatsApp list. I have seen even today so many companies who just buy mailing lists and send them to everybody. You know, that's a very stupid thing to do, if you pardon my saying so. First thing is, everyone there is not your target audience. That mailing list was created, or somebody has just kept on gathering emails and adding to them. So that's not a curated mailing list in any way whatsoever. So everybody there is not your target audience. You don't even know if everybody's email in this thing is right, and therefore whether it's being delivered to all the 10,000, 20,000 email addresses that you have got with them. So better way is to go in for the opt-in method, where people opt in to become a part of your mailing list. Make sure your website has this feature. But, and I tell you, it can be very irritating if you don't. Whether it's an WhatsApp list, whether it's just a broadcast list, whether it's an email list, you have to give that person the permission, the right to choose to opt out of it. He may have consciously opted in, but then we are giving him something that is not what he expected and wants to opt out. Give him that opportunity. Make sure that provision is there in every single communication that you send. Next point is about excellence. You need to excel and always strive for doing your very best and delivering excellence in everything that you do. Customers want to buy from a company that they perceive and they believe is the best. So when you deliver excellence, that becomes a supporting statement. And it also demonstrates and shows that you are different from the crowd, and that the competition is there, but you are way up. You're not a part of the crowd. You're something who is unique and standing out alone. Be a thought leader. People want to work with organizations that have a vision and which is led by thought leaders. Be a visionary. Customers love to be associated with visionary companies, knowing that they will always get the best. They will always get something new and unique. Okay. And that is what you are out there to offer. Keep up with the trends. Keep a watchful eye on all the trends that are happening, not just about your product, but about every single aspect. What are the new marketing trends? What are the new social media trends? What is the new billing? Now they don't give physical bills. They want to save paper, so they send you bills by email. Follow these trends and make use of them and decide on which ones you want to execute. Social media especially is very critical because that is the way that most consumers engage with a brand or a company today. Okay, so put up stories on social media that promote both your company as well as your brand and product. Create nice visual narratives. What we do now, I don't know how many of you listen to all 20 minutes, 22 minutes that I talk of every alternate day. But visuals are definitely better. That gives me an idea. I have to think of doing something like that. Okay, so create compelling visuals that will promote your company, your brand, your product, and your services. Give speedy responses to inquiries and concerns. I tell you, I was working with an airline just about 10 days back. It was so crappy. I was regretting why did I ever book a ticket on that airline. And even after I finished my journey, they have not yet come back and told me, okay, there is a resolution to your challenge. Use online platforms to respond automatically as far as registering the concern is concerned. But have a team who is going to be able to address it in specific. And always provide for human contact. Don't make it so difficult that a person has to talk only to the computer or a voice all the time. Make sure that there's human contact. Follow the steps. Friends, I can assure you, you will succeed in setting up your business. If you think of any more tips, because this is going to be never ending, do write to me and let me know. I'd love to increase my knowledge and then again share it with you all. Thank you. Have a great day.